Pregame.tv breaking down college football. Who is going to win it all? Johnny Football in a little hot water. Is he going to get suspended? Is he not going to suspend it? Will he get suspended for just a few games? Very relevant to my selection here. I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans. I am on Alabama. I saw in one book I was still able to get them at 3-1. And a big reason is that, I don't know if you guys got the memo on this, Alabama's only playing 2 games.
Yeah, they got soft schedule again. Soft schedule again.
You know, and you say again, but there was a year that there's been years they haven't.
No Georgia, no South Carolina, no Florida. Really?
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 Their 4 toughest games are A&M at A&M. That's easily their toughest game. They're laying
LSU.
If Johnny Football,
LSU had them against the ropes last year. The only thing they would have threw that uppercut, that was it.
Laying 12. One jab would have put them down.
Yeah.
And then they're laying 19 against Vatech, and they're laying, I think, 24 at Auburn. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, those are their 4 toughest games. The other ones are even easier, like home against Tennessee's. But the key here that I really like is they could even lose one of these games.
Yeah.
And as long as Oregon and Ohio State don't run the table, I mean, no offense to Teddy Bridgewater and Louisville.
Agree.
You go 12-0. My Tide rolls to 11-1. They lose to Vatech.
Yeah.
Louisville, nice work there. You go.
Not enough.
You go play
the Orange Bowl or whatever.
Somewhere. You don't bother being a national title game. I
agree.
I mean, I really think it, and we've seen a lot of SEC teams get bailed out going 11-1, other teams losing. But I look at this derivative betting. How do I benefit from Johnny Manziel's problems? At best, he plays and there's a distraction, and I just can't imagine. It's like you can't give Alabama 3-1. What do you? But
now, I do think the table's set up nicely for Alabama. It's like, you know, you got your fork, you got your knife. Only thing missing is the steak. I think it's set up for them to return to the BCS
I have a steak story
and have the SEC win their 8th straight. Okay, but I do think, even though they do have the top recruits and they're always going to rebuild, I'm not one of those that are, they lost all this on defense. It's irrelevant. If you play defense in high school and you're a top recruit, you're going to want to go to Alabama, you're going to want to go to LSU, you're going to want to go to Florida, the best defensive schools in the country. So I'm not worried about that. And I know offensively they're going to be better this year than they were last year. You got another year under his belt. Exactly. And if Saban loosens the reins up and doesn't just, because he does it like a prize fighter where he goes to the body, goes to the body, goes to the body, then goes to the head.
Right.
He could go straight to the head with these offensive players he has. And there's no reason to go straight to the body and just run the ball like he, you know, and physically crush teams. But that's his style of football. With that said, I do think there's some teams this year that do have the potential to beat them, and I wouldn't even call it that much of an upset. And the team I think when you talk about the derivatives market, because of Texas A&M, and I know most watching out there are going to say, okay, he's biased, he likes the Saints, he likes the New Orleans teams. Granted, that's a given, but I like my money also. And I really
the Bayou.
I went to take advantage of it by betting LSU over season wins right away, because I think whenever this team hasn't had pressure on them, when they haven't had pressure on them, that's when you see Wes Miles turn into the Mad Hatter once again and do his trick plays.
Should have won last year.
But he wasn't playing to win. Yeah. All that pressure, because they brought over that quarterback from junior college who they finally got, Mettenberger. They finally got a quarterback back there. They finally have someone with an arm. There was all this pressure on LSU to be dominant, to win. They started playing not to win. They were playing not to lose.
Can't we just bet LSU?
I think this year you're not going to see that. They're going to let the reins open up, and that team is so loaded. I'm telling you, Steve, they are so loaded.
Can't we just bet LSU, though, if we're worried about them at 7-1 when they play at Alabama? I mean, you look at Alabama.
Yeah, agree.
If we want to hedge out a little bit, and heck, Alabama could lose that game and get a rematch. It's happened before. We talked about New England overvalued. Are they really overvalued? In prior years, they keep covering. Alabama's had a winning spread record under Saban the last 5 years. anywhere from 7-6 to 9-4. So I keep hearing, and I screamed at Richie in the meeting. You were there, and he goes, oh, Alabama's always overrated by all the odds makers. Like, no, they're underrated. I mean, this team is God compared to everybody else. They're a good 7 points better than Oregon, but people refuse to accept it because they're like, well, no, the second place team has to be 3 points within 3. But it's not the case. This team, it's a football factory, and you look at those results, those against the spread results, and just tremendous. Brian,
he's a master recruiter.
Yeah, you go back 10 years or so, and the number 1 teams cover 60% or better every year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good at what he does. And we did a video earlier on what conference was going to win the national championship. We thought there was value on the SEC at -110.
Yeah.
I think it's gone up since then. But if you can get Alabama at 3-1 after what has happened with Texas A&M, I think that's a better value. The problem is, I'm not big on playing the favorite. I'm more of a guy that wants. If you're going to play something like that, you want to take a little bit of a shot.
Well, we bet Barkley to win the Heisman. That didn't work out.
I didn't do that. But by the way, I was just at Coast.
Yeah.
They were nice enough to still have Texas A&M on the board to win it all at 10-1, taking all the money you give them.
Oh, that's very generous. And the Coast financial reports will be very happy the management continued to go upwards. Yes.
Yeah,
10-1. Yeah.
Anybody after all this news going in belly and 10-1 on Texas A&M to win it all. But yeah, Alabama is just loaded, and as you pointed out, I had them at what did I have them 10.57 wins or whatever before.
Too low.
And so now you got to think if he doesn't play, obviously it's going to be 11. You lose if they go 10-2. Where's the 2 losses?
Amari Cooper, T.J. Yeldon, and McCarron.
On the season of wins.
You got the best quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
People will say that there was that one game where that fat boy Cody had to block the field goal from Tennessee, but it's like those are few and far. Those are few, and you remember.
He was reaching.
I saw fat boy Cody outside of the studio earlier tonight.
He parked my car.
But the point is that it's not a situation like Notre Dame where they had like 6 great escapes. It's like over the past 4 years, it's like, okay, they should have lost the one game to LSU, and they could have lost the coin flip game against Tennessee and Georgia.
Yeah.
And this is their best team. They're getting this. It's like I saw that movie Pacific Rim, where like these.
Sorry to hear that.
It's the third movie reference here. No, it's the one where they have Jaegers going up against the Godzillas, and the Godzillas keep getting bigger and bigger,
see this movie?
stronger, and so they.
I was in line right.
They build this big wall around the Pacific Rim, and it's like,
I don't know how he has time for this.
Just
this is a guy who
down.
He picks out this kind of movie.
Who texts me at 11 at night with 2 minutes left in the WNBA game about an injury. How does he have time for movies? I have no idea.
Hey, but sometimes like I saw Hall Notes. You're out of touch and you're out of time, baby. But we're out of our heads when we're not around. I don't know. It's like
Kiss is not on my list. Let me tell you that right now.
Private eyes watching.
Okay, I got places to go.
Over. You had their top 10.
Are you confused about their offensive line?
So you should have put the Hall Notes. You should put Hall Notes in there right now. The Kiss is on someone's list.
Don't get me wrong, Madonna was hot, but
not her music.
No.
It should be Hall Notes. Oates does nothing.
I actually went to a Madonna.
He's only 4 feet tall.
He's the brains behind the.
I actually went to a Madonna concert.
Did you?
Yeah, but I was
with Hall Notes.
No, to take a girl.
Your girlfriend.
Back in, when you got to do what you got to do when you're younger.
I think, you got to do what you got to do. But I do think that Hall is an Alabama fan as well, getting back on track. And I spoke.
How about the offensive line?
It's the same as always, just the best in the country. Maybe like Wisconsin will say.
Will it take them a little while though to gel with 3 offensive new guys?
They're all like the best, like
5-star recruits.
The backup for Alabama is twice.
They play basketball. They'd be McDonald All-American.
I look at that and just a complete reload, and it's true.
By the way, Fat Boy Cody.
Tell him to get my keys.
He's working at McDonald's.
Super. I mean, I'm not a player guy, but I'm just saying that
I agree.
Yes, you got to get the timing down and everything else. But I mean, anyone who watched that Notre Dame game and Lacey just not getting touched
at all,
over, and 8 yards. If I'm finished third in the Heisman, I am so pissed that I lost to Te'o and to Johnny Football. I'm like, hey, I was the quality guy. I don't understand. So let me go ahead and make.
Are we done?
I agree.
We done? Can make it official?
Do it.
Anyone want to write my action? Anyone want to write my action? Let me have Bama 3-1.
Climax.
No, then let's make it official. Crimson Tide 3-1 to win it all. You might have to settle for 5-2, 2.5 to 1. That's absolutely a great value play with the Johnny football trouble. Even if he plays, Bama's going to be laying 6.5, 7, and more importantly, they're going to win that game. The only game I'm worried about is the game in the Bayou. No, it's not in Bayou. It's in Alabama. Hey, we can go back, play LSU plus 800 if we're so inclined. And maybe during live wagering, we'll play LSU at 20-1 after Bama goes up and goes up 10-3 here early on in the game. I think oftentimes in the 2013s of betting, I got the day wrong. Sometimes I get the year wrong.
Me too, man.
The best value, oftentimes, curiously, is on the most public teams. It's like I don't want a future on any team out there, maybe Oregon, but I wouldn't write. Someone came up to me and said, I want Alabama at 5-2. I'd say, even though it would be a scalp for me, I'd say absolutely not, because I truly feel they would win. If they played the season 10 times, they would win 4 times, 3 times, certainly 3 times over and over. They're so much better than everyone else, and they don't have to play everyone else. They start number 1. It's almost like having position in poker.
Yeah, they're on the button.
So they have the button, and then they lose the button, and then everyone else loses, and they get back on the button. And there's only like 10 teams that can catch them going undefeated in Alabama.
They're always under the gun.
So Louisville, they need them to lose
they're
twice.
under the gun. I agree.
Exactly. So,
I agree.
Did you just say they were going to win 3 out of 10 times?
Should be 4 out of 10. 3 or 4 out of 10.
If you're getting plus 250 and they're winning 3 out of 10, that's not a bargain.
That would not be. Well, no, you go 3 and 7. That's perfectly fine, right? I mean,
tie your money up that long, I wouldn't do it.
But I'm saying like 3 out of 10 would be bad, and you're getting 3-1. I mean, obviously you're making money there, 9 to 7. But if
3-1, you're getting 2.5 to 1.
But I'm saying
win it every 4.
3 is a very conservative
at least
assumption. If they played the season 10 times to say they only won 3, let's face it. I mean, they're going to be bitterly disappointed if they lose. They're going to say, "What the heck?" And you look at like these juggernaut teams, even in college basketball. You know, you look at like the team, the dynasty teams.
I laid minus 150 on the Miami Heat, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Kentucky
Before the playoffs. That was a bargain.
Kentucky, everyone knew had the best team, and they won. And everyone knew Noah and Florida had the best team, and they won. And they're all they're always like 3-1. Like you got to beat everyone else. It's like not really. It's like you kind of because you're almost like it's a given you're going to get into the semifinals or the quarterfinals, and you have to win 3 games.
I agree.
So in this case, I'm not sure Alabama has to win any games until the championship game, because they can drop one along the way. So.
Yeah. Everyone wants to see them in it.
All right, gentlemen, this was extremely fun.
Great day. Great day.
We'll be back in 1 week here. Pregame.tv. We'll keep talking more and more baseball. Bryan will put in a baseball winner because, hey, do you like making money?
That's what matters.
All right. I'm going to go. As soon as we sign off here, I'm going to bet Stoltz or whatever his name is in San Diego because I don't want golf matchups. Exactly. So we're all over. And this is a video that's going to be. We will see if Bryan Leonard wins. What day is that game?
Tomorrow, Wednesday.
August.
What is today?
What's today?
Like the 7th or something?
I think tomorrow's the 7th.
We'll see if San Diego can go ahead and beat Baltimore in that game. And if so, we're going to put it all on Alabama. 3-1 win it all. Good luck to everyone. Pregame.tv.